Hi guys, it's your boy King Tonio. I'm back. Okay, I want to welcome everybody to my channel, Unpopular Opinion. This is my second episode on Station Head, and I'm so happy. I'm so grateful to be a part of the family. If you're tuning in, I would like to reintroduce myself. If you haven't checked out my first episode, please do so. We did some great topics on that show, from Nicki Minaj to Wendy Williams to Queen Radio, where Nicki Minaj took down Wendy Williams. And I had two co-hosts on for that show, my god brother Dale and a good friend of mine, Gene, where we discussed a few things in pop culture. Um, like I said, this is my second episode. I'm still fairly new to this, but I'm gonna give you guys, a little insight of what's been going on lately this past week or so within the pop culture again. So first thing I want to talk about that's kind of been like big headlines in the news pertaining to, celebrities. Because that's one thing about me. I talk about celebrities mostly. I would say at least 80% of the time it's going to be about celebrities here on Unpopular Opinion, because I like to give an unpopular opinion. It may not be a great opinion that some people are going to like, but it's going to be very popular, but unpopular at the same time. My slogan I love to go by is unpopular opinions is the new popularity. Again, so the first subject I want to talk about is T.I. The rapper T.I., a lot of us know, as he refers himself the king of the South. He recently went on a podcast and he said that he takes his 18-year-old daughter, Deja, to her gynecologist. And he makes sure he's with her every time so he can check to see whether or not she's having sex. Now, when he said that on the podcast, there were a lot of people who had unpopular opinions about if he should or should not go with his daughter, basically. And my unpopular opinion on the subject is I feel where he's coming from, because he's a father. He wants to make sure his daughter's not here having sex. She's not out here doing something she shouldn't be doing at the age of 18 or prior to the being 18, before she became an adult. Because as 18, you're an adult. You can't drink till you're 21, but at 18, legally, you're an adult. So my whole take on this thing is that I feel like it's not his place. Yeah, you're her father, but why can't the mother go with her? I don't feel it's right that a father is going just to make sure his daughter's not having sex, especially when there's clips online of you saying it's different for your sons and your daughters. Your son, King, you said, the clips out there, you said yourself, T.I., your son, you found out he was having sex at 14 years old. King, the second the second youngest, actually, of the boys you do have. There's King, then there's Major. Major's the youngest right now. But then King said, basically, when you were on Family Hustle at the beach with the whole family, he was having sex at 14 and you were fine with that. But for some reason, it's the issue for your daughter, Deja. If she was to, find a guy she likes, maybe she's dating, maybe she wants to give that flower to, her virginity to, it's an issue for you if she's having sex. I feel like all around with all your kids, if you want to put in place a rule that, no, you can't have sex until you're 21 or you're a certain age or until you're married, which you didn't do, let's keep it real, then do it all around the board with your children. Don't make your daughter feel a certain type of way because you're T.I. and you have this power and you're the father and you have this authority. Like, for you to go in the gynecologist with her and look at her vagina yourself, that will make her feel uncomfortable. What child at the age of 18, 14 to 18 and beyond, like what female child would want her father taking a look at her vagina? I just don't get it. A lot of people were upset. A lot of people were mad. Like, that's not your place. as I said earlier, the mother. Maybe so if that's what y'all want to do with your kid, because that's your child, you can do what you want. The mother, I just feel it's more like, feasible for the mother to go. The mother has a vagina. The mother knows a little more than what you do. You know how to stick your dick in her vagina for sure. But you should not be looking at your daughter's vagina at 18 years old. It doesn't sit right with me. I'm not a father, but I have a niece. My sister just had a child. My niece is 5 months, and I will kill anybody. Verbatim, I would kill anybody about a little girl. But even when I'm changing her diapers, I can't even look at her little vajayjay. She's just a baby because it doesn't sit right with me. But I have to do what I do. As an uncle, I have to change her. So at 18 years old, what child, what new into adulthood at 18 years old young woman will want her father vagina? It just doesn't sit right with me. So again, my unpopular opinion on the whole thing is, T.I., I know you're gonna do what you want to do. Apparently, allegedly, you offered her $1 million if she saves her virginity till she's 21. But if that's the case, that's the deal. You still don't have to check her vagina yourself until she's 21. The gynecologist can give you an update of what's going on. You yourself don't have to be in the room while she's getting checked. It doesn't fit. I'm lost for words. Like, I couldn't understand. I couldn't believe when this story came out. It's just crazy to me. So once again, T.I., do what you do, but you have to think about it, bro. You cannot say your son can have sex at 14 years old, but your daughter, she has to wait to 21. Like, be fair. And then she's older than King. King is 14, 15 right now, sticking his little wee-wee in females who probably don't even go get checked. Let's keep it real. But all of a sudden, your daughter, she has to have more protection, more rules against her. It doesn't sit right with me. But on to the next topic, because I can't wait to talk about this. As I said on my first episode, I'm not the biggest Cardi B fan. I'm a Nicki Minaj fan. That's one thing y'all gonna learn about me. If you don't like it, I get it. It's fine. A lot of people don't like her, but she's still the highest selling female rapper of all time. Let's put it that way. So, long story short, there was a picture that Jason Lee, another Nicki Minaj hater, posted of him, Cardi B, and Wendy Williams. Now, we all know, and if you don't know, again, check out episode 1. It'll give you some context of what's going on. Wendy Williams recently went on her show to discuss the marriage of Nicki Minaj and her now husband, Kenneth Petty. So, if you don't know, Nicki's real name is Onika Tanya Mirage. She's now Onika Tanya Mirage Petty. She's a married woman. Congratulations to her. I'm happy for her. She's in a great space. I can even tell, as being a barb as I am, that through the other relationship she had, from a Safari to a Meek Mill to the short stint of her and Nas dating, I can just tell the difference there, where she's really happy. She's known Kenneth since 1997 or 1998. That's when they first met. That was the first time, they were dating. That was her boyfriend back in the hood. Even before she was Nicki Minaj, she was just Onika in Southside, Jamaica's queen. She knows this guy from the past. Yes, sure enough, he's done things. He's went to jail for manslaughter. He went to jail. He was wrongly convicted on some charges about molesting some girl. But he was younger than the girl. The girl parents just found out that they were having sex. He was 15, the girl was 17, and they called the cops. That's what happened. He didn't have $7,000 to bail out of jail, so that's what happened. He still got stuck with that charge. Nicki Minaj has addressed this so many times, but yet the media loves to bring up, oh, your husband did this, oh, your husband did that. But you don't want to stick to the facts of how it played out. He's a black man who was done unfair by the system. But I already discussed that episode 1. So basically, my topic is now Jason Lee, Wendy Williams, and Cardi B. All 3 people who do not get along nor like Nicki Minaj. They were out at an event, Jason Lee posted a picture like maybe 3 days ago. I'm just becoming aware of it because some of my followers, on Facebook, they sent me the picture. Because I don't follow Jason Lee. His whole Hollywood Unlocked thing, his blog. Congratulations, you're syndicated now. Hopefully one day I can get there. I am going to get there. And we're going to be in competition, buddy. But my thing is, I've dealt with that type of situation in my own private life where I've had people who necessarily, they don't even like each other. But the fact that they all don't like me, they have a dismay for me, they're going to click up. So the whole picture of them just being together, knowing that Jason Lee has said some horrible things about Nicki and Cardi B had a whole beef with Nicki, and once Wendy Williams got dragged by Nicki on the latest episode of Queen Radio, of course you're going to click up. Of course you guys are going to do that because you all 3 don't like Nicki Minaj. You have an issue with her. So once you're all together in one room, we can only imagine the conversation that happened that night. Even if, the whole night it wasn't about her, sometimes, somewhere, one of you 3 brought up Nicki Minaj's name and y'all just was talking shit about her. Talking pure cash shit about her. But the funny thing is, Nicki Minaj, she's not going to care because she's paid. She has more money than all 3 of you combined. And money is not everything, but that just shows that her power is greater than all 3 of you combined. So for Jason Lee to post that, he's trying to act like, oh, we're just out having a good night out. No, ma'am, no ham, no turkey, no sausage. We're not stupid. We're not dumb. You bitches were sitting there at some point of the night talking about Nicki Minaj because she took Cardi B down on Queen Radio. She took Jason Lee down on Queen Radio. And she recently took Wendy Williams down on Queen Radio. So all 3 of you bitches have it in your heart, the hatred for this woman. And her power is so strong that you have no choice but one of y'all to bring it up. But at the end of the day, sure, all 3 of y'all can hang together. There's no problem with that. Because Cardi B and Jason Lee, they suck each other dick. So I already knew they were cool. But all of a sudden now, Wendy Williams, you pop up on the scene because now you're trying to go through this divorce because your husband cheated on you and had a baby on you, as Nicki Minaj mentioned. But you want to mention her husband, who has yet to do anything on her, but you want to throw rocks in a glass house? Bitch, please. Sit your ass down. That's the problem. Yeah, you have the Wendy Williams show where you're supposed to talk about celebrities, but as Nicki Minaj said herself, that's your job. You report what's going on. But the way you report things is with such hatred towards that person, it shows. And then, let's keep it real. Your co-host, your studio audience, they're supposed to clap when you say certain shit. They're not supposed to go against what you're saying. They're at your show. So don't act like you are always right about some shit that you say, because you're not always right. And you're miserable. You're mad. You're hurting. You need prayer. You're still a woman, so you have feelings. Any human being has feelings. But the fact that you just sit up here and act like, oh, I'm okay. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm out with Needy Leaks. I'm out with this person. I'm out with that person. I'm enjoying the single life. Bitch, please, you still hurting deep down inside. You was married to this man for years, and then all of a sudden, he has a baby on you? For years, he had this girl on the back end, and after y'all broke up or whatever, y'all going through it, he stayed with the girl. He didn't even try to make it work with you. He was like, oh, I'm having my baby with my new girl, and that is what it is. And then, to top it off, the icing on the cake, you have to find him somewhere to stay. Let's talk about that. Yeah, it came out in the news that a judge approved that you are the moneymaker of y'all two. He was only executive producer on the show, but you make the most money. So therefore, if you want him out y'all house, you have to find him somewhere to stay. You have to pay for somewhere for him and the baby mama to stay and the child. So how do you feel about that? That's what you should be worried about instead of Nicki Minaj. But you three bitches want to click up for all what reason you never clicked up before. But all of a sudden, when Nicki Minaj take all you bitches down, then y'all want to click up. Y'all want to be together as one. Well, it's not going to work. Because another episode of Queen Radio is coming soon. And Nicki already said on the last one, this is only a prelude to what's really coming. Tasha K will be on the next episode of Queen Radio, who has a lot of receipts and a lot of verifiable dirt on Wendy Williams and Cardi B. That's why Cardi B is really mad, because now all of a sudden, recently, that's another thing. She's been tweeting, when Nicki Minaj came out with, what's the girl? It's a new song that just came out. Nicki Minaj was featured on it. Oh, Karol G. There she is. She's a Spanish. She's a Latin girl, a pop star in the Latin community. Karol G has a new song called Tusa, Tusa, featuring Nicki Minaj. And it's a beautiful video. Check it out on YouTube. Nicki Minaj is rapping in Spanish and in English. And she did a phenomenal job. Her Spanish will make you think, damn, this bitch took Spanish in high school or some shit. Like, she sounds great compared to what a Cardi B, who is Spanish, sounds like. There's a video circulating right now of Cardi B performing Bodak Yellow in Spanish and sounds a fucking mess. Like, how you don't know your first language? You barely know English. So sit down, mama. You're really mad. You tweeting out, when Tasha K said what she said about how does the culture of your own culture, the Latin culture, ask for Nicki Minaj to be on a song before they ask you. But that's the truth. How do they ask you, mama? You so hot, you so this, you so that. Karol G didn't want you, baby. She wanted Nicki Minaj. But you all of a sudden want to tweet, because I passed on it. Now sip on that. Well, let's sip on something else. How it's very well known that Offset, your husband, Cardi, wanted Nicki Minaj at one point. Was pressing the queen because he wanted her. But she passed on him. Now sip on that. So you keep talking about you passed on this song, you passed on that song. Like a year ago when that whole shit transpired at Harper Bazaar with you and Nicki.